No, I'm not going to lie to you, I assumed the Chicago Sky was going to bring her back. But maybe she wants to leave.
I promise you that the drama that Chennedy Carter just revealed about the Chicago Sky's locker room is not what you would anticipate from a professional basketball team.
The clips that we're seeing, we're not seeing great plays happen. We're seeing all these fights now. But
tension in the locker room, shocking allegations about the safety of the players, and yes, Carter is disclosing some very personal information before departing the Chicago Sky. Did things really get that messy?
It's embarrassing for Caitlin Clark, who had to sit out most of the game yesterday because she was hurt, and so was Aaliyah Boston.
If you thought the world of professional basketball was just about the game, think again. Beneath the surface, chaos is brewing, and Carter's recent revelations expose a side of the WNBA that most fans never see, from safety concerns to tensions with teammates and even questions about leadership. Behind closed doors, it's complete chaos, with everyone raising their eyebrows, but it gets juicier. Remember the moment she hit Caitlin Clark because her playoff match didn't exactly go as planned? Now she's leaking all the SEC about the dressing room, and while the team's authority is kicking her out, she's playing it off like she's just walking away on her own terms.
Chennedy Carter wasn't even in the league, and now she's in the spotlight, and it's a harsh spotlight because of what she did, and obviously, I think we agree,
she's been in the news
for a week.
Chennedy Carter, who is well known for her unquestionable talent and outspoken demeanor, is no stranger to controversy, but this time it feels different and the stakes are higher. Carter has exposed deeper problems that could be undermining the team's foundation, and she isn't doing it quietly. She hasn't just called out a single instance or a specific teammate.
Then, as the Chicago Sky's bus arrived at their hotel in Washington yesterday, a man with a camera approached Chennedy Carter and, according to other players, used some abusive language.
The most startling events she has discussed occurred off the court, but they reveal a lot about the conditions these athletes are living in while lodging with her teammates. Carter described an unsettling incident in which a man with a camera came up to her.
The players on the team are saying that this is harassment. The man was mainly talking to Chennedy Carter.
In her own words, Carter clarified that we simply want to feel safe as players. That's not asking for much, as its safety should be the bare minimum for athletes at this level, but it seems like even that basic expectation isn't being met. This wasn't just a fan hoping for a quick photo. It was unsettling enough that security had to intervene.
Apparently, security quickly de-escalated the situation. Police were not called, but several Sky players said Carter was harassed.
Consider the implications on team morale. You can guarantee that Carter is not alone in her concerns if she is speaking out about this. These kinds of events frequently follow a bigger pattern and have an impact on not only the people immediately involved, but also everyone in their immediate vicinity.
That the WNBA, with all of this hype leading into it, has turned into a reality show on Bravo, honestly.
This leads us back to the administration of Chicago Skies and their response to this. To date, there hasn't been much public recognition, but silence speaks louder than words. Damage control is only one aspect of it. Another is demonstrating their willingness to make adjustments to prevent this from happening in the future. The Chicago Sky dressing room is actually becoming more than simply a location for players to get ready for games. It sounds like a pressure cooker with unsolved conflicts and tensions brewing.
Something's gotta happen with the teammates. We're gonna keep talking about this all year long until she does something about it, make an example out of somebody, or one of her teammates make an example out of somebody, but this has gotta stop. But you gotta understand at the same time.
Whether it's because she's the most vocal or the most convenient scapegoat, Carter has become the face of this debate for better or worse. It's evident that she's not scared to point out what she perceives to be issues. Although Carter's talent is evident, the drama in the Chicago Sky is developing layer by layer, and it's not a good picture. Her outspoken personality appears to be at odds with the team ethos.
There can be women who are older than you, better than you on your team, but if they see that you are a young star and you're doing really well, they will do whatever they can do to sabotage your success.
During a game against the Indiana Fever, Carter's flagrant fall on Caitlin Clark was one of the most obvious instances, sending shockwaves around the WNBA.
Career to be defined by one moment, but right now it's the moment, and it hasn't been a terrible thing for the league. It's actually created a lot of buzz about this league.
For those who are unfamiliar, the foul wasn't just a heated moment on the court. It swiftly became a talking point off it. Rising star and fan favorite Clark was cast as the victim, while Carter was labeled as the villain. There may be women on your team who are older than you, but if they see that you are a young star and you're doing really well, they will do everything in their power to sabotage your success. There have been whispers of increased tensions in the locker room, with Carter's attitude allegedly at odds with Angel Reese's. If the accusations are accurate, this conflict could be causing a toxic atmosphere that makes it more difficult for the squad to work together.
A year ago, Chennedy Carter wasn't even in the league, and now she's in the spotlight, and it's a harsh spotlight because of what she did, and obviously.
Although the Chicago Sky may appear to be united, these instances raise the question of whether the team is cultivating a toxic culture.
Quickly, the silver lining here is that people really are starting to care about this league.
It appears that the team is letting these tensions fester, which will ultimately hurt everyone involved if Carter's outspoken nature is viewed as a problem rather than an asset. This speaks poorly of the organization's capacity to manage strong personalities.
But I feel like it's gotten pretty absurd, and it's honestly downright embarrassing to see how the WNBA and the media coverage of the WNBA.
One of the most talked about subplots in the Chicago Sky drama is the tension between Chandler and Angel Reese. It's difficult to distinguish fact from conjecture because there have been rumors of a falling out between these two elite players for weeks. But what's stoking the flames when neither player has openly acknowledged the tension? Two large egos colliding in a space too tiny to hold them is depicted by the whispers coming out of the locker room.
People know she's becoming almost a household name, I think, to a league where a lot of fans probably didn't even know who she was for a while. Even
But
though she was the
Star athletes at UNC don't frequently butt heads. Carter, who averages 17 points per game and is a powerhouse in her own right, isn't one to back down, but Reese, with her magnetic personality and unapologetic manner, has become one of the NBA's greatest stars.
She's
so
developed
you're saying
almost
she's being too nice.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. She's going to have to make an
I'll
example.
buy that.
She's going to have to make an
buy
example out of somebody at some point. Stand.
According to accounts, the conflict is caused by differences in leadership styles rather than merely basketball. Others, however, bring up personal disputes. Carter's outspoken style occasionally comes across as confrontational, and Reese is rumored to prefer a more team-oriented approach. When coupled with the team's larger issues, such as criticism of coach Teresa Weatherspoon's handling of player dynamics, the situation feels like a powder keg ready to explode.
Looks like Chennedy Carter definitely wants to get out of Chicago because she possibly be interested in joining Caitlin Clark in the Fever. That's what we're going to talk about.
Have chosen sides, with some applauding Carter's direct style and others seeing her as disruptive. For her part, Reese has upheld her reputation as a cooperative team player, which further supports the idea that Carter is the issue.
Guy, we're talking 17 points per game last season. That's no joke. You'd think the Sky would be doing everything they can to keep a player like that, right? But something's not adding up here.
The Guy has the right to match whatever contract she receives, but with everything that has happened, would they even want to, and more importantly, does Carter want to stay? All of this puts Carter at a crossroads as a restricted free agent, and her career in the WNBA is on the line. Her Instagram post asking followers for ideas for her next squad wasn't merely a request for support. Rather, it was a statement that she was prepared to move on.
It's really sad that the WNBA, with all of this hype leading into it, has turned into a reality show on Bravo, honestly.
Carter may join the Indiana Fever, a team that features Caitlin Clark, the player she clashed with during that infamous flagrant foul incident. On paper, this seems unlikely because Carter's on-court altercation with Clark was one of the season's most contentious moments, drawing criticism from both her coach and fans. However, basketball is a business, and talent frequently outweighs personal grievances.
Women would rather lose a game and make sure that their star player that they're jealous of doesn't play well by not passing her the ball, sabotaging her. They would rather lose a game and see their star not play well.
For the Fever, Adding Carter to their roster could be a game changer because, at just 24, she has already shown that she can perform at an elite level, averaging 17 points per game despite all the off-court distractions. However, the question still stands: can Carter move past her past conflicts and collaborate with someone she once publicly clashed with? Let's take a moment to zoom out on Chennedy Carter. She isn't just airing dirty laundry here. She's revealing that she feels unsafe and disrespected. The league has red flags waving like crazy in the wind, from player safety to team culture. There is so much that cannot be disregarded.